brothers and sisters in the body of Yahuwshua HaMashiyach, and Shalom, Shalom to the scattered Hebrew Israelites who are throughout the four corners of the earth. Now today I am outside, so you might hear some background noise, especially with the wind blowing. But today I bring you some great news. Facebook has released one of my notes that they have classified as spam now. And that note deals with the origin of words, which we call etymology. So I just want to go over with you today some of the updates and the changes that was made with the note, okay? But I want you to take some time, look at this picture. For this picture is the Romans Christ. Now, those who have studied the word of the Most High and has his spirit in them, you know this is the false image of his son. This image is not Yahuwshua HaMashiyach. This comes from the Roman Empire, okay? And this picture has some very important details because it's going to give you some hint about what Revelations chapter 13 was talking about. The beast's name. But we should talk more about this in this video. Now let's go to the next tab. So the title of this word today is Israelites and Gentiles. The origins of the word Jesus, Easter, Jew, Christian, etc. And the reason why this is important because you need to ask yourself, how did these words came to be in the Bibles we have today? And the reason why I want you to ask yourself that, because when you study the dates when these words came about, you were like, well, how did that get in the Bible if it came later? Okay. Also, when you begin to study word transliteration versus word corruption, because when you begin to study words, when you go from the Hebrew to the Greek to the Latin and to today English language, you be like, why is this not matching up? Something's wrong. Okay, so this is what we shall briefly talk about today, and we should go over the updates that's made in the note that Facebook has now not blocked on my channel. All praises to the Most High. So now let us begin. Now first, for the announcements, you will have access to the Google document for the updates for etymology, the origin of words. So don't worry about it. I just want you to sit back and listen. Now, we are in the last days, and the Most High prophets and prophetess are speaking as of now. And the Most High had just given a message to the 10 tribes of Israel, known as the house of Ephraim, also known as the house of Israel. In that message that he gave unto them, my brothers and sisters, it's going to relate to what we shall talk about today. Okay? So go to the video description box or to the pinned comment section and to look at these announcements and these recommend videos so you can get an understanding of what is truly going on. Okay? Also, there'll be videos to give you understanding about the Most High calendar versus Satan calendar, which is known as the Gregorian calendar of the Roman Empire. And most importantly, please remember to pray for Brother Alayasha and his family, for they are truly bearing their spiritual cross during this day and time. Please, if you're able, go and minister to them. And if you're not able to go to minister to them, please keep them in your prayers and their story alive. Now, the date of this word today is September the 9th, 2017 AD. And this is the heathen day known as Saturday. And the phase of this day is daylight. But on the Most High calendar, it is the 6th month and the 18th day of the moon. And the Most High day starts from sundown to sundown, September the 8th to September the 9th. Now let us go to the next tab. When you click on the link for Google Documents, you will have access to the updates dealing with etymology, origin of words in the King James 611 Holy Bible. The videos I recommend you to watch will give you all the resources, but due to the limit of space, I had to put the rest of the resources on this Google Note. Okay, so for the rest of the resources that you see in the playlist for why I'm no longer a Christian, it's listed in this note. Okay, please take note of that. When you review the playlist on why I'm no longer a Christian, you will begin to understand why Hebrew Israelites do not call themselves Christians. For when you begin to study about word transliteration versus word corruption, you will learn that Christian is a word corruption. Yes, it is. For example, a lot of you have not been, what's the word? Okay, let me say this. We haven't really been paying close attention to what the prophet Daniel was telling us about this fourth empire, the fourth beast, which is the Roman Empire. And we know the Roman Empire is controlled by the Roman Catholic Church. Okay, we know that. And he was given a lot of very important details. Very important details. But when you see this image here, they worship Satan. Okay, this image is a sunburst image, and it represents the beast's name, 666. Again, you have to study etymology to understand how this image represents the beast's name. See, their Christ is what Revelation chapter 13 talking about. And many people are going to be deceived, and they shall believe that the Roman Christ is the Son of God. However, that is not true. Yahuwshua HaMashiyach, who is the Messiah, is the Son of God, the Son of Yah. Okay? So, the Roman Christianity worship the sun. This is why you see the beast name inside of the sun, this image that you see here. See, a lot of Christians are not aware they are still under the Roman Christianity. For if you are keeping Sunday, Easter, and Christmas and following the Gregorian calendar, you are still under the Roman Christianity. Okay? On this note, you will have access to many videos. And that's why, let me go to this tab now. Let me take you to this tab. Let's see here. It's on here. The video that recently just came out will give you understanding on why we do not use certain words. Okay? On why Hebrew Israelites do not use certain words. Okay? And the name of that video that just came out is Israelites and Christians, the origin of the Roman Christianity. Christianity is a Greek word. I'm going to let this noise pass by. Okay? Like I said before, today is a busy day. Okay? So when you go to my homepage, you will see my testimony, and a lot of a lot of brothers and sisters who call themselves Christians may not understand my testimony because, again, you've been indoctrinated by the Romans Christianity. So that's why that video came out, to give you the research and proof and to let you know I'm not talking out of my mouth. Okay? And let's go back to the note. So on that note, you will have access to some videos. And when you look at number 4 is the playlist of all these videos above, okay? Please go through that playlist from the beginning to the end so you can get all those videos that was on my channel to give you more understanding on the breakdown of those words, okay? Now let's read this paragraph. The letter J was inserted in the King James 1611 Bible in the 1600s, known as the 17th century. Jesus' original name was Jesus, which is the son of Zeus. Now we should talk more about this further down in this video, but let us continue to read. The same was done with the word Judean in the 1611 Bible, for it was replaced with the word Jew. Okay, for that word came out in the 18th century, which is the 1700. And then as other Bibles we see coming out, we will only see the word Jew being used and not Judeans. Okay. Below are links and photos to show you the proof of what I'm talking about, or what they did to the word Judean. Okay. Some of the sources are Wikipedia, Overlords of Chaos. Okay. There's a video. And that video that I recommend for you to watch, I'm letting you know I do not support everything that they believe, but I'm just trying to give you something that would give you some understanding about the word Jew. Now, here's one you definitely want to read. This is an article. The Truth About Constantine, History of Lies. Many of us are not aware what Constantine truly did. Again, this was ordained by the powers of the Most High because his word has to be fulfilled, especially Daniel chapter 7. And the word said that Satan will deceive the whole world. And this is how the tares was able to blend in with the wheat. But when you understand why the Most High allowed Satan to teach the masses to say these words, it was because his word had to be fulfilled. But now the Most High is bringing his truth out. He is pouring his spirit out. He's bringing us he's bringing us out of darkness and into light now, so we can know the truth. Because it's going to come down to this: you're going to have to pick a side. Either you're going to follow the Romans Christ, or you're going to follow Yahuwah's Messiah. This is what it's coming down to. And only those who have read the Most High word and believed the Most High word faithfully and kept his commandments shall not be deceived, but the rest of the world shall be. This is very important. So please read that article about Constantine. Your mouth will drop. So when you open up this note, you will see the photos and everything of what Overlords of Chaos said about the word Jew. But I want to read this to you, so let me blow this up some. And this came from Quora.com. Okay, it says here, the letter J was first distinguished from I by the Frenchman Pierre Ramus in the 16th century, but did not become common in modern English until the 17th century. So that the early 17th century works, such as the first edition of the King James Version of the Bible, 1611, continue to print the name with an I. Again, this is confirmation to you to let you know, even though the word letter J came out in the, make sure I got the right century, in the 17th century, okay, the publisher of the King James 1611 did not use it. So again, these are the things that the Most High is trying to bring to your attention to let you know what the heathens have done to his word. Now, I want to let you know this. His Bible will still prove all truths through his precepts. He's not going to leave you hanging like that, my brothers and sisters. This is why you have to seek Yah for his spirit, because the word tells us his spirit shall teach us all things, as written in 1 John chapter 2, verse 27, and John chapter 14 to John chapter 16. Now, here's another proof of evidence of what I was telling you earlier about Jesus, okay? About being the son of Zeus. There was a question asked on this site: does the Greek word Jesus mean son of Zeus? And this person said, I have a concordance that say Jesus is of Hebrew origin from the word Yahuwshua, but it doesn't look to me like they're from the same root word, which is right. See, again, when you begin to study word transliteration versus word corruption, you will see what the heathens have done. Again, Satan has to deceive the whole world. So, and the tares had to blend in with the wheat. So this is why the masses was taught these words. Okay. So this person answered the question. They said, yes, Jesus means the son of Zeus. They also said that they are Greek and that they came to America 2 years ago. However, I still know how some of my Christian brothers would do, my Christian brothers and sisters would do. So here's another proof unto you that Jesus, also known as Jesus, is the son of Zeus, which is the Christ of the Roman Christianity. Now, before I proceed with this source, I need to say this. The Most High know your heart. He knows the difference between the wheat and the tare. He knows that when you have used the heathen name, he also knows when you have used the heathen, what's the best word? Let me say this again. He knows that when you have used these heathen words, whom you are truly calling on. Okay? But what he's doing now, my brothers and sisters, he's bringing you out of the darkness and into the light and to give you his truth. So you can see that his word is being fulfilled and that he is the God. He is the only one. And no one can be above him. Okay? So we know his word must be fulfilled and it cannot come back forward. This is why this had to happen. But again, he looks at your heart, which means is that he can hear your thoughts. He knows your attention. He knew who you was calling upon on, okay? So now what we are doing, my brothers and sisters, we are transitioning from the lies that we was taught, from the lies that we was told, and we are entering into Yah's truth. Okay, so now let me read you this next source. For this next source says, what they said, it is known that the Greek name endings with S-U-S, S-E-U-S, and S-O-U-S. And these endings are, my brothers and sisters, they are phonetic pronunciation for the chief Greek god of Olympus, were attached by the Greeks to names and geographical areas as means to give honor to their supreme deity, Zeus. And it comes from Dictionary of Christian Lore and Legend, Professor J.C.J. Bedford. And you will have access to the link where I got this from, okay? So again, even the heathens are telling you that the name Jesus, which is known as Jesus, is dealing with another, and I'm going to use the lowercase God's name. And when you study the Hebrew, you will learn that God means ruler, judge. Okay, so the heathens was having us to call on upon another God's name, but guess what? The Most High was one step ahead of them. Again, this is what the new covenant is all about: is to cover us for when we don't know. The Messiah covers us for all our imperfections. But let us keep going. So when you look at these suffixes that are added to words such as Jesus, it's telling you and giving you the confirmation, this is the son of Zeus. This is the Roman God. This is the Greek God. But when you study the Bible and history, you will learn that the Roman Empire, the Greek Empire, the Egyptian Empire, all the way back to Nimrod Empire, they all was doing the same thing. And when you study their gods was really the same, even though they had different names, but they were worshiping the same God, which boiled down to Satan and his angels. That's all, my brothers and sisters. But now let us keep going to the next update. Here are some pictures of the name Jesus and Jesus, so you can see this picture here. And as I said before, in the New Covenant, which is the New Testament, they had to remove the name Joshua and replace it with Jesus. That is more confirmation. Also, when I was doing further research, I learned that the name Jesus can also relate to the son of Zeus and Electra. And the funny thing about this, my brothers and sisters, when you read this paragraph, for yourself, you will learn that when I click on this link to access that photo, it's no longer there. And it's a reason. When they know that you are onto truth, the enemies of Yah would try to remove it or hide it. But all praises to the Most High, I already had a backup. Also, you will have access to the Greek god Zeus family tree. Okay, so you can see how the Roman Empire modeled themselves after the Greeks. Because remember, they conquered the Greeks and they took on their empire and their territories, but they kept a lot of their ways. Okay, well, in other words, their beliefs and their ways was very familiar. Also, I need to mention this. When you look at the word barbarian in the Greek lexicon, you will learn that a barbarian was considered to be a person who do not speak Greek. Do you see how everything relates? Also, there's a Greek word called oku megme. I forgive me if I mispronounce it, but it's in the playlist. It's a Greek word, and that Greek word is used today with the World Council of Churches or the Church World Council. When you look up their page, they have that Greek word, and the meaning of that Greek word is dealing again with the Roman Empire. So you can see the relationship how the Romans had with the Greeks. But let us keep going. Also, in this updated note, it gives you information about the name Yahuwshua and how his name translates back to Joshua. And you can find evidence of this in the King James 1611 Bible, because even in the Greek, his name is translate back to Alayasha, and that can be found in Hebrews chapter 4, verse 8 in the side note. And I give you other precepts as well. Now, Yeshua or Joshua is a contraction from Yahushua. It is the third name of Joshua. Now, it's very important to know what that name means, because it means he is saved. Now, the reason why we use Yahushua, because the Most High Son becomes what we need him to be. So right now we need what? Salvation. We need the salvation of the Most High Yah. So this is why we call upon the name Yahushua, because that is his office and his position that he needs to fulfill. For he is our Savior and Deliverer. Also, I give you other scriptures for the name of that contraction and how it is translated into Greek. In this form, Iosua, and that can be found in Ezra chapter 3, verse 2. And look at the side note. And there's other precept there listed in this paragraph. Also, look at 1 Maccabees chapter 2, verse 55. We know the Apocrypha was written in Greek. Therefore, that's why we see the name Jesus. But again, that's where Joshua's name should have been. In 1 Maccabees chapter 2, verse 55, and Joshua chapter 1, verse 1 to 2 will confirm this. And again, the 1611 Bible is the proof and evidence of what the heathens done. But all praises to y'all, because he was one step ahead of them. Because this is why he had his precepts listed in the 1611. So his truth can still go forth despite what the heathens have done, despite of them inserting certain words in like Christian and Easter and so forth. Okay, now we already talked about the word Yahshua or Yeshua, okay, and we already talked about that, but it comes from the root word Yasha, which is H346, and also Yahushua name is come from these Hebrew letters, which is YAHUWAH I. All right. Now, when you study about the ayin has more of a I sound. This is why when you see me spell his name, I put like a accent behind it to represent the ayin. All right. Also, this is FYI, the hue, HUW, with an accent can be found in H1931. Okay, and it means he, and it's pronounced as hue, which is HU or HUW. So I give you links for that. So take this time now. Let me see, can I bring this up some? Pause the screen, take a look at that. But let us keep going down. Again, here's a picture of Yasha, and Yasha is the root word to the Messiah's name, which is Yahushua. Yahushua's name represents, comes from his father. But when you see how his name is spelled, he has part of his father name in his name. For he said, when you see me, you see the Father, for I come in my Father's name, which means that he represents his Father. For his Father in heaven has given him all authority, power in heaven and earth to carry out judgment in the earthly realm that is coming as we speak. All right. And I want to make this clear. The Father and the Son are separate beings. Again, Christians, you're not understanding this. When you understand the mystery of marriage on how the two, man and wife, become one, then you understand the mystery about the Father, the Son, and the Ruach HaKodesh. Okay? But let us keep going. Let's go down a little bit more. Now I give you other, resources and links so you can look at, so you can understand how we came about of the spelling to the Father name, such as Yahuwah. Also, how we came about to the spelling of His Son name, which is Yahushua. Okay, so just let's go through the list on that. Now, this is the part I want to get to. When you get to letter D, and that's what I say, when you read people's website, you really have to take your time and read, for you can get some truth, and then they have a different view on things. So I'm going to read this to you. Beware, and this is done with number D, when you go to Roger-Purse.com site. He, which is Roger, is correct to say Crestus, Depater, and Garrus made this, but what he failed to realize that the Cresto is associated with Mithras cult. Read the last translated paragraph and you will see the Greek words for consecration and for the title for priest was of the Mithras cult. In other words, Crestus is a title associated with Mithras priests, and Yahushua is the high priest, which explains why the heathen would have replaced his holy Hebrew title with a profane title. Again, Jesus Christos, known as Jesus Christ, the son of Zeus, has nothing to do with Yahuwshua HaMashiyach, the son of Yahuwah. Okay? So this brings us to the end of this brief word, giving you the update on the good note of etymology. So I want to close out with this. My people, we are Mashiachim, Nazarene, Messianic, spiritual Nazarene / Nazarites, in covenant with Yahuwah. Therefore, we become the children of Yahuwah, the children of light, as confirmed in John and the book of Matthew. And we become the children of Abraham and Sarah, for they are the father and mother of the faithful, because we have the Messiah's spirit dwelling in us, as written in Acts chapter 24, verse 5, Matthew chapter 2, verse 23, Genesis chapter 17, Romans chapter 4 and chapter 8, and Galatians chapter 3, verse 4. Therefore, my brothers and sisters, we follow the Lamb, Yahuwshua HaMashiyach, the Messiah of Yahuwah. We do not follow the Christ of the Roman Christians, who are sun worshippers, for their Christ is of Satan, who is anointed with the powers of darkness. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, Revelation chapter 16, chapter 17, and chapter 20. So I'm going to close out with a brief prayer. I plead the blood of Yahuwshua HaMashiyach upon this video and the video post links attached. I pray that my brothers and sisters will receive this word. If they do not, Father, I pray they seek you for your understanding. I pray that they seek your spirit and not flesh. I pray that they will begin to understand spiritual things and realize that you cannot get this by man's doctrine. Also, that they can realize you can't get this by going to school. You will get this understanding of your word only by your spirit. And for Father, for anything that I have not prayed in this prayer, I ask that you fulfill it according to your will. In the name of Yahuwshua HaMashiyach, so be it. So this brings us to the conclusion. I want to go back to this picture because I really want you, my brothers and sisters, to really understand what is about to happen now. The Roman's Christ is about to come on the scene, and he will deceive many. Only the true servants of the Most High Yah will be able to recognize this wicked one, because we have studied his word and we has allowed his spirit to teach us his truth. When you understand this Roman image, this Roman sunburst image, which is an idol, when you understand what this image truly represents, the IHS with the cross on top, it is the name of the beast, the 666, the wicked one. When you understand that mystery, do you understand why the Hebrew Israelites do not call themselves Christians? For we are Mashiachim Nazarene, which is Messianic Nazarene. We follow the Lamb, for he was a Nazarene, and Paul was the ringleader of the Nazarene. A great mystery that many Christians do not understand. I love you all, and Shalom, and continue to preach the gospel that the kingdom of heaven is at hand. For we are in the 7th day from Adam, which is the 12,000th year. And the Messiah told us to watch and pray, for this is the season of his return. Read Matthew chapter 24 and 2 Ezra chapter 7. Make sure the people receive salvation as written in Romans chapter 10, and baptize them in the name of Yahuwshua HaMashiyach. And Shalom, and that means peace be with you. And ask yourself this: what is that peace that is with you? Those who have the keys to the kingdom will understand that answer. What is that peace that's with you? I love you all, and Shalom.